Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to our video on Master of Arts. We're thrilled to have you here. A Master of Arts or Artium Magister, abbreviated MA or AM, is the holder of a master's degree awarded by universities in many countries. The degree is usually contrasted with that of Master of Science. Those admitted to the degree have typically studied subjects within the scope of the humanities and social sciences, such as history, literature, languages, linguistics, public administration, political science, communication studies, law or diplomacy. However, different universities have different conventions and may also offer the degree for fields typically considered within the natural sciences and mathematics. The degree can be conferred in respect of completing courses and passing examinations, research, or a combination of the two. The degree of Master of Arts traces its origins to the teaching license or of the University of Paris, designed to produce masters who were graduate teachers of their subjects. Brace yourself for a deep dive into Czech Republic and Slovakia as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. Like all EU member states, the Czech Republic and Slovakia follow the Bologna process. The Czech Republic and Slovakia both award two different types of master's degrees. Both award a title of M or ing, to be used before the name. Prior to reforms for compliance with the Bologna process, a master's degree could only be obtained after 5 years of uninterrupted study. Under the new system, it takes only 2 years but requires a previously completed 3-year bachelor's program. Title: writing a thesis in both master's and bachelor's programs and passing final exams are necessary to obtain the degree. It is mostly the case that the final exams cover the main study areas of the whole study program. That is, a student is required to prove their knowledge in the subjects they attended during the tourism. 3 years of their study. Exams also include the defense of a thesis before an academic board. Engineer degrees are usually awarded for master's degrees achieved in the natural sciences or mathematics-heavy study programs, whereas Magister is generally awarded for master's studies in social sciences or the humanities, while Magister of Arts is awarded for studies in the arts. Get ready to uncover the mysteries surrounding Germany as we navigate its intriguing terrain. In Germany, the Master of Arts degree was called in Latin Magister Artium. This degree, which usually required 5 years of studies, existed in the Holy Roman Empire and its successors, including the German Empire and the Federal Republic of Germany, but not in the former East Germany, where all degree courses led to a diploma. Traditional magister degrees are granted in social sciences and most of the humanities, international business, European studies and economics included, with the exception of visual and performing arts such as music and theatre. The Magister Artium held either a double major degree or a combination of 1 major and 2 minors. German postgraduate Master of Arts and Master of Science degrees were introduced in 2001. Therefore, the new Master of Arts and the old Magister Artium degrees have existed side by side since 2010. Magister Artium degrees are still awarded by some universities, as of 2020. The new Bachelor of Arts and Master of Arts degrees together also require 5 years of studies, which is the reason the new Master of Arts and the old Magister Artium degrees are considered equivalent. Now, let's dig deeper into Netherlands and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. In the Netherlands, the Master of Arts and the Master of Science degrees were introduced in 2002. Until that time, a single program that led to the doctorandus degree or the ingenieur degree in the case of technical subjects was in effect, which comprised the same course load as the bachelor's and master's programs put together. Those who had already started the doctorandus program could, upon completing it, opt for the doctorandus degree, which gave the title doctorandus before their name, abbreviated to doctors. In the case of ingenieur, this would be IR. Or else opt for a master's degree as postnominals behind their name, in accordance with the new standard MA Omsk. A master's degree can take 1 or 2 years to complete. With that being said, let's now move on to Poland. The Polish equivalent of Master of Arts is Magister. Its abbreviation is placed before one's name, like the title drive. At the technical universities, a student is awarded with Ingenieur Engineer after 3 years and then with Magister after completing another 2 years of study and graduating. Such persons use titles MRIN. In the ERS, the MA programs usually lasting 5 years were replaced by separate 3-year bachelor's and 2-year master's programs. The degree is awarded in the arts, visual arts, literature, foreign languages, filmmaking, theatre, etc. Natural sciences, mathematics, computer science fields, and economics. The completion of a research thesis is required. All master's degrees in Poland qualify for a doctorate program. Let's now shift gears and explore Nordic countries through a critical lens, uncovering its strengths and weaknesses. In Finland, Denmark, and Norway, the master's degree is a combined tohtorisek degree awarded after 2 years of studies after completing the bachelor's degree. The student is required to write a scientific thesis. In Finland, this master's degree is called a filosofin maisteri in Finnish or philosophy magister in Swedish, and it is abbreviated as frequency modulation or filmag. In Sweden, there is still an intermediate degree between the bachelor's candidate and master's called magister, which only requires 1 year of studies, including a scientific thesis after completing the bachelor's degree. This 4th year typically constitutes the first half of a master's program. If not, it may be supplemented by a 5th year and a master's thesis to obtain a master's degree in the field of study. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of most universities and exploring its multifaceted nature. Except at Aberdeen, Cambridge, Dublin, Edinburgh, Glasgow, and St Andrews, see below, the MA is typically a taught postgraduate degree involving lectures, examination, and a dissertation based on independent research. Taught master's programs involve 1 or 2 years of full-time study. Many can be done part-time as well. Until recently, both the undergraduate and postgraduate master's degrees were awarded without grade or class like the class of an honors degree. Nowadays, however, master's degrees are normally classified into the categories of fail, pass, pass with merit, or pass with distinction. This education pattern in the United Kingdom is followed in India and many Commonwealth nations. The Master of Laws LLM is the standard degree taught for law, but certain courses may lead to MA, Lit, Master of Studies MST, and the Bachelor of Civil Law BCL at Oxford. All of these degrees are considered substitutes to one another and are thus generally equivalent. Brace yourself for a deep dive into Scotland as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. In the ancient universities of Scotland, the degree of Master of Arts is awarded in universities as a 4-year undergraduate degree. See Master of Arts Scotland. The degree of Master of Arts is the first degree awarded in arts, humanities, theology, and social sciences. However, some universities in Scotland award the degree of Master of Letters Lit to students in the arts, humanities, divinity, and social sciences. In this chapter, we'll be unraveling the enigma of Oxford, Cambridge, Dublin conferred and discovering its transformative power. Oxford, Cambridge, Dublin conferred. At Oxford, Cambridge, and the University of Dublin, the title of Master of Arts is conferred after a certain number of years, without further examination, to those who have graduated as Bachelor of Arts and who have the requisite years standing as members of the university or as graduates. This happens, in England, only at the universities of Oxford 4 years after completing a bachelor's degree, and Cambridge 6 years after the first term of study. It is also the case at the University of Dublin. The abbreviated name of the university, Oxon, Cantab, or Double, is therefore almost always appended in parentheses to the initials MA in the same way that it is to higher degrees, e.g. John Smith, MA Cantab, Flond, principally so that it is clear to those who are aware of the system that these are nominal and unexamined degrees. The MLit is a research degree at the University of Cambridge. where the Master of Philosophy MPhil is the name given to the standard one-year taught degree with a unique research element, in contrast to the use of MPhil at other institutions for a research degree. As we transition, let's shed light on confusion and its relevance to our ongoing exploration. Research in 2000 by the Universities Watchdog, the Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education, showed that 2/3 of employers were unaware that the Oxford and Cambridge MA did not represent any kind of postgraduate achievement. In February 2011, a Labour Member of Parliament, Chris Leslie, sponsored a private member's bill in Parliament, the Master's Degrees Minimum Standards Bill, to prohibit universities awarding master's degrees unless certain standards of study and assessment are met. The bill's supporters described the practice as a historical anachronism and argued that unearned qualifications should be discontinued to preserve the academic integrity of the taught MA. Further, they warned that the title gave Oxbridge graduates an unfair advantage in the job market. On 21 October 2011, the bill received its second reading, but it failed to complete its passage through Parliament before the end of the session, meaning it fell. Let's transition to Oxford, Cambridge earned and uncover its significance. Oxford, Cambridge earned. A number of different master's degrees may be earned at Oxford and Cambridge. The most common, the Master of Philosophy degree MPhil, is a 2-year research degree. To prepare to graduate as a Master of Science MSc or a Master of Studies MSc takes only 1 year, both courses often combining some cursor work with research. A Master of Letters MLit is the holder of a pure research master's degree. In comparison to the LLM at Cambridge, Oxford offers 2 master's degrees in law depending on the jurisdictional background of the student. The degree of Bachelor of Civil Law BCL is for those from a common law background, whilst the more recent Magister Juris is for those from civil law jurisdictions. More recently, Oxford and Cambridge offer the degree of Master of Business Administration. Master's degrees are generally offered without classification, although the top 5% may be deemed worthy of distinction. Both universities also offer a variety of 4-year undergraduate integrated master's degrees such as MEng or MAth. Let's zoom in on North America and understand its implications. In Canada and the United States, the Master of Arts Magister Artium and Master of Science Magister SciENT are the basic graduate-level degrees in most subjects and may be course-based, research-based, or, more typically, a combination of the two. Admission to a master's program is normally contingent upon holding a bachelor's degree. Some programs provide for a joint bachelor's and master's after about 5 years. Some universities use the Latin degree names, such as Artium Magister AM or SciENT Magister SM. For example, Harvard University, Dartmouth College, the University of Chicago, MIT, the University of Pennsylvania, and Brown University use the abbreviations Amplitude Modulation and SM for some of their master's degrees. A Master of Arts may be given in a scientific discipline, common at Ivy League universities. Many universities offer Master of Arts programs, which are differentiated either as thesis or non-thesis programs. Usually, the duration for a non-thesis option is 1 to 2 years of full-time study. The period for a thesis option may last longer, depending also on the required level of courses and complexity of the thesis. Sometimes, qualified students who are admitted to a very high research Master of Arts might have to earn credits also at the FT level, and they may need to complete their program in about 3 years of full-time candidature, e.g. at Harvard in the United States and McGill in Canada. A thesis must be a distinct contribution to knowledge. It must demonstrate ability to plan and carry out research, organize results, and defend the approach and conclusions in a scholarly manner. The research presented must meet current standards of the discipline. Finally, the thesis must clearly demonstrate how the research advances knowledge in the field. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video.